Hey guys,
What?
we should go on vacation.
Where should we go?
I think we should take a trip to Action Adventureland.
Yeah! But wait, we don't know anything about Action Adventureland.
What should we bring?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Hey Emily, don't you have an Action Adventureland tourist book?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Let's get started!
When visiting Action Adventureland, it's important to pack appropriately.
So what we have here is a shirt.
Ooh, is this a shirt of endurance?
Shirt of Endurance. Where did that name come from?
You know, characters of Action Adventure are known for being able to overcome incredible adversity throughout their journeys. Just like how Link from The Legend of Zelda has to travel across the monster-ridden land to defeat evil.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Anyway, we should also bring running shoes.
Hey, this is just like the Shoe of Intensity. Characters wear this all the time because their stories are always fast-paced and changing intensity every other page.
Oh gosh, I'll need to bring my Bible.
Oh, good idea. Characters in Action Adventureland typically experience moral growth. Speaking of growth, I hear that they also grow emotionally too.
So we should bring this jar of tears.
Yeah, just like this. This jar of tears reminds me of Huckleberry Finn when he protected Jim the slave he cared most about, over time from being punished for trying to run away.
Guess what, Justin?
What?
I found my lucky knife.
Ooh, perfect! It's the knife of violence. This will come handy if you ever catch yourself stuck in a suspenseful and potentially violent story.
Like in the Hunger Games, how Katniss Everdeen's only way to survive and win the games was to kill the other tributes.
That sounds about right. Emily, what's that over there?
Oh, this?
Oh, this is the dumbbell of strength. It's important that the characters at our destination have the ability to push through difficult storylines and be courageous. Similar to Trisha in Divergent, the way she pushed herself to fit in with the Dauntless faction even though she did not originally belong there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, should we bring this wand?
Of course, it's the Wand of Wonder. Action Adventureland often experiences some passing fantasy storms this time of year. Remember when the last one came? Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, and Ron Weasley appeared in the 7-novel-long battle against Voldemort.
I remember that too.
There's just one more thing we need.
Aha! The map.
Oh, the map of variety. In the land, we will come across many abstract locations we will need help getting through. Just like Percy Jackson. He traveled to Enchanted Casino in Las Vegas, the Gateway Arch in St. Louis, and ended his journey of rescuing his father Zeus's lightning bolt in the underworld.
That sounds crazy. There must have been another fantasy storm headed through. Maybe even a mythological hurricane if Hades and Zeus were involved.
At least we'll be prepared.
I think we're done packing.
Say, Emily, what do you think the crime rate of Action Adventureland is?
I don't really know that. I just know that everyone is supposed to be clearly bad or good.
You're kidding. Should we pack an extra knife?
No. Most trips in Action Adventureland end with a happy ending.
Hey guys, which landmark should we be visiting?
Oh, yeah.
There's the King Solomon's Mine Memorial, established in 1885. It said it was about an adventurer that traveled to the notorious King Solomon's Mine, where no man has come back, in order to search for the brothers of an aristocrat. The main character encounters warriors and tyrants that try to kill him. The story ends with them escaping the mines and returning home. It also said the story was written in first point of view, during a time when a third-person point of view was most used, which changed action-adventure by using a conversational style that enhanced the book with vividness and brought the story to life.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Or we can go to the Odyssey Amusement Park, where we can ride the roller coaster based off the Odysseus and his adventurer trying to come back home after war. He had to use not only his strength, but his cleverness to defeat enemies, like the Cyclops and Suitors. It was a whole journey that went from Troy to Lotus Eaters to the underworld to the middle of the sea. The story was so popular that several other stories were inspired by it.
That's cool and all, but wouldn't that roller coaster last like 10 years?
Good point.
How about the Hunger Games Gallery? It said they have beautiful pieces of art depicting Katniss Everdeen fighting for her life and trying to survive in an arena against other players, with the plot being a perfect balance of plot and pace.
What makes this Hunger Games so special? Doesn't sound much different from the other two stories.
Well, this book's action-adventure plot was able to appeal to a wide range, worldwide, and there's even a movie about it.
Nah, I'm not interested.
Okay.
Well, maybe you should look into Pirate Shore. The pirates in Pirates of the Caribbean traveled across the sea, and Jack Sparrow landed on the very beach.
Wait a minute, what's this? Life of Pi meet and greet?
Meet Pasim Patel himself?
Never heard of him. I think we should do it. We can actually interview a person from Action Adventureland.
I'm down.
Me too.
Let's go!
So, Mr. Patel, may I call you Pi? Tell me more about your story.
Very well, darling. I was born in Pondicherry, India.
I was named after a pool. A nice pool that one of my father's business partners really enjoyed. I don't know. I never really liked my name because I got made fun a lot at school.
It's Pasim Patel. It's Pi.
Speaking of my father, he was a zookeeper of the Pondicherry Zoo. I remember my days as a child roaming the zoo, observing the behavior of the animals.
Oh my god, a snow leopard.
When I was not at the zoo, I spent my time praying and practicing Hindu, except the one day I stumbled upon a church and saw the light of Jesus Christ. That's when I decided to become a Christian too. The following day, I was at the market and met this nice shopkeeper.
Yeah, so bread is about 350 rupees. I pound the dough and I fold the dough. Oh, excuse me. I have to go pray. Care to join me?
There was something about how he prays to Allah, just so peaceful, and that's when I decided to become Muslim as well. Eventually, political tensions in India forced my parents and I to move to North America to save the zoo business. But then everything changed. I woke up one day to a screeching sound when we were at sea going to Canada. The cargo ship we were aboard eventually sank, leaving me on a lifeboat with a hyena, an orangutan, and a tiger. I was at all times alert. If I wasn't, I would easily be slaughtered by the Bengal tiger. I tried to find solace by looking for the presence of God. I was forced to stay in the ocean for 227 days total, trying to collect rainwater and catch fish in the middle of the ocean. I had to teach Richard Parker, who was in charge. Just when I thought I was about to die, we reached the island of Algae, and let me tell you, that was one of the greatest salvations in my life, where I ate like I never did before. By the end of it all, I finally landed at Mexico, where I was clothed and fed.
Pi, I find your story very amusing, but I don't believe you. Can you tell me the true story now?
You want the actual story? It was actually me, my mom, the sailor, and the chef the entire time on the boat. But using animals instead made the story more compelling. Which story do you find more compelling? The story with animals or the story without?
That's an interesting question. I'd say the story with the animals.
Thank you. And so it goes with God. That was such a memorable trip. So what did you think, Emily?
It was pretty similar, but also different from all the other action-adventure stories I read about.
How so?
Well, the main character of Life of Pi was very much like an action-adventure character should be, having incredible endurance when faced with adversity, and a sudden ability for invention when he had to survive.
I would say that it was somewhat different too, you know, character-wise. It was very compelling how one of the main traits of the protagonist dealt with religion and as using it as salvation, as a means to having a purpose to live.
Don't forget that Pi had a dependable companion throughout his story, Richard Parker. He served as somewhat another protagonist and motivated Pi to live, but he was also the antagonist for the fact that he created tension with his presence that kept Pi at caution all the time.
Not only Richard Parker, but the ocean was a danger for Pi too. Normally the environment itself just serves as showy and dynamic, but since Life of Pi mainly took place in the ocean, not only was the environment very static, but also facilitated the plot.
Yeah, I have to say this kind of book can be easily enjoyed by any reader that enjoys such descriptive accounts of survival and bravery.
Hey guys, let's write a review on Yelp now.
There's 5 categories: plot, setting, characters, pace, originality. How do you think they should be rated?
I think 5 out of 5 for the plot. It connected emotionally because Pi is just a kid our age, and the plot was very dynamic.
Yeah, true. Okay, and setting, I give it like a 3 because I just feel like they kind of stayed in like one place for like the whole story, and like it was like not really changing.
Yeah, the ocean's pretty stereotypical.
Yeah, like you drown, you die.
So how about characters?
For characters, I really want to give that like a 4, just because I feel like Pi himself, he was really dynamic, but he like at the same time I feel like so static. But then Richard Parker, I feel like Richard Parker was part of him, aside from that we didn't get to see.
True, there weren't totally a lot of characters, but the ones that were there were pretty developed, so
Yeah.
4 out of 5 sounds nice.
Yeah. And then pace. Pace. It's like, I guess I want to give it a 3 because the beginning is really slow, and I really hate the beginning because the beginning is like, and then like, you know, after that, like part 1, then that's when it gets really fast and like it just like jumps right into it.
Yeah, at the end it goes by pretty fast. Like, he gets saved and then he's like a real person.
Yeah. Then originality.
Originality. I think for the setting, it was not too original. There's been a lot of Castaway movies and books,
Yeah.
but the plot was pretty original.
I think the plot was pretty original, and I just think the idea of Richard Parker being Pi, I think that's original because you wouldn't think that would be him, you know?
Yeah.
And like the whole, everything that's going on inside the boat, I think is original.
Plot twist.
Yeah, plot twist. So, should we write it down? Alright. Send.